Yo, what's happening? It's Westwood up in the building as per usual, because it's one of them buildings that I just like never really leave. You know what I'm saying? Now, considering the first two Little John Crunk interviews went so phenomenally well, we had to do a third one because it's just like it's been demanding for such a long time. This has been like about 6 months in making or something. So I managed to find Little John, because that was part of the problem with finding him. I managed to find Little John and get him up in the building one last time for one more interview. So let's have it for Little John. What's happening? Oh, I have to do the introduction first. Bastard. Right. Well, since he first bubbled up from the Atlanta Underground in the early 90s, that's 1990s, not 1890s, bastard, Little John and his crew, the Eastside Boys, made a worldwide name for themselves when they introduced the masses to their first waving, chant-driven, hardcore crunk style on their debut album, Get Crunk Who You, with that album in 1996. 9 years later, and John and his crew are practically household names, thanks in part to his extensive work producing and remixing many of today's hottest pop stars, not to mention his frequent appearances on the Dave Chappelle show, both in real life and as the Chappelle caricature. Like most modern day rap stars and hip hop orientated artists, think Snoop, Nelly, Jay-Z, Neptunes, Timbaland, Little John has expanded his influence beyond his own musical sphere. When he's not throwing down with the East Side Boys, he's usually busting out tracks for all manner of artists, supplying remixes and his signature crunk energy to the highest bidder. Outside of music, he's got his own energy drink, Crunk Juice, and also dabbles in video porn. He's a true entrepreneur, to say the least. Now, like I said, I recently caught up with John, who's taking a break from his busy schedule to discuss the details surrounding his new solo jump off, which is Crunk Rock, you know. So we're about to talk to him right now about it. So yeah, I think we will. So yeah, man. Well, before we talk about the new album, let's talk about the old album, Crunk Juice, because that was a good jump off. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, man, definitely, because that's what really got me. You know? Yeah, man. So yeah, it's been like, how long has it been? It's been about 11 or 12 years since I dropped the first album. So this one's gonna be good. So yeah. The guests that appeared on Crunk Juice, I was actually amazed to see the variety of cats you have thrown it down with you. You know what I mean? There was Ice Cube, Usher, E40, R. Kelly, Luda, Elephant Man, Nas, and Snoop, just to name a few. Yeah, there's a lot of different people, man. So, how do you choose who you want to have a guest with you on your album? I mean, did you just reach out to all these folks, or was it more like Cube or 40 calling you up and saying they wanted you to be on the album? What was the jump off, man? Well, it's just, every song when I listen to the beat, we just figure out who I want on it, and just listen to it and say, hey, Cube would sound hot on that part, or oh man, we gotta put Snoop Dogg on that. It's just the vibe of it whenever it comes out, We listen to the beat and we figure it out. Okay, it's cool how you pulled cats from all corners of the hip hop world. You got guests representing the East, the West, the South, even Jamaica. Yeah, because our fan base is just so diverse, and I've done records with so many different kinds of people that we just want to give everyone that's a fan of Lil Jon and the Eastside Boys a little something, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I think we did. Well, one of the things I've picked up on in reference to your sound and style is that it's more or less a throwback to the early old school into new school days of rap, specifically the early Run DMC vibe, when it was all about blazing rock beats mixing with deft rap rhymes. You've truly got more of a true hardcore vibe about your music than anything else. And when I say hardcore, I'm talking about the block rocking beats and attitude, not the whole gangster slash thug aspect. I mean, let's face it, the term hardcore has kind of been co-opted these days, so it means singing about guns and bitches and hoes, Oh yeah, I know exactly what you mean. So yeah, right, well But but I mean, like back in the day, like hardcore meant sound of the music, like EPMD where it was low and slow, or Run DMC or early LL, Yeah, right. Well, and actually we got some Run DMC style stuff on the album. The Rick Rubin track sounds like some early Rick Rubin / Run DMC type of shit. Sorry, it was a misprint. Um, it can even be compared to some early Beastie Boys when Rick Rubin was around. The concept of the song, as well as the weight of the rock guitars and the 808 together, is just crazy and different and new for rap music of today, you know what I'm saying? Nobody's doing shit like that. Oh man, when I heard 99 Problems on the Black Album, I was sprung. Yeah, and like, no offense to Jigger, but 99 Problems is like pussy compared to our track, because our track was a dick, and it fucked 99 Problems. Not an arse. No. We only into like cunny fucking, not any fucking shit. And 99 Problems not even hard as the joint we did with Rick Rubin. So I'm trying to say, we were rocking over Slayer. It's a Slayer instrumental. Well, Slayer guitars with 808s. So you can just imagine it's on some real hardcore shit. Like 99 Problems is hard because it sounds like some old school early Run DMC and shit. You know what I'm saying? But that is that hardcore King of Rock type shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what shit sounds like. Hell, it may even be harder than that. So what to you is the allure of that? That combination of hardcore heavy metal and rap mashed together. I mean, it's just hard, you know what I'm saying? When you put the guitars over the 808, it just makes it grittier and grimier. It's just different. I don't know. It's just what we came up with. Now, I read an interview about how you were backstage at a Chris Rock show, and Rick Rubin was there with Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and that's how you hooked up with him, right? Actually, the guy that we have the porno deal with, Christian Mann, introduced me to Rick Rubin at a Chris Rock show. So after the concert, I got passes to go backstage, and when we went backstage, me and Rick were talking, and it turned to me, then it turned into me, Rick, Chris, and Flea. We were all talking about music and shit and vibing, so that's how I initially met with Rick and Chris, and they're both on the album. Did you have any desire to work with Rubin prior to that, or was that just one of those things when you were both there and started talking, hit it off, and then realised, damn, we got to hook it up in the studio?